Hey everybody, I'm Dan Hodgman with Topstep, and today we're sitting down with another funded trader, Felix. Felix is living in Chile from Venezuela. How are you?
Doing well, Dan. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm excited to have you sitting down with me. Um, if you guys don't know, Felix is probably one of the most active people on our YouTube page, so you've probably seen his name in the chat, on the comments. Felix not only is with Topstep, he's a funded trader who's getting paid and has been doing really well. And we just had a really long chat. We talked a lot about your trading. Felix, how are things going for you now?
Um, I'd say very well, very well. I've been with Topstep since April last year, and from April to November, December, I passed the combine 6 times, I think. And in the first 5 times, I lost the pro account. But well, that didn't stop me, and I'm finally sitting in my premium funded. Been struggling a little bit on these last 2 days, but keeping it up and looking forward to making it grow.
Absolutely. We talked about those struggles you're going through, and you made a really, we broke it down, and you're going to cut back, set some personal loss limits to help limit that risk, get this count, keep moving forward because you do have really good trading. And I wanted to highlight that. I wanted to talk about what you're looking at for some of these trades because your risk reward ratios are phenomenal, pretty close to that 2-to-1 mark that we all want to have. What are some of the things you're looking at to execute your trades?
Well, I try to keep it simple, like you and John show every day, in the forecast and the recap. I just go through the volume profiles, like look at those levels, high and low of the value area, those points of control, settlements, swing highs, swing lows from the overnight session, and just try to look for opportunities in those levels. Maybe I like to follow the trend. If I see that a market is going up, I try to because sometimes you just try to catch a
Right.
falling knife. But most of the time, I try to stay with the trend, and then I look for those pullbacks, to these areas that are important. And I also have a couple of moving averages, so sometimes those areas match with the moving average. So maybe it's like a support. I know I can buy there with low risk. And I try to look at it at a couple of time frames. I like to look at it at 30 minutes, maybe 15, sometimes 5, only to execute, because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's more precise. But when I make the execution in 5 minutes, then I move to 15 or 30 to avoid the noise and the anxiety that it causes.
Absolutely. Well, and I love that you're using those levels. John and I talk about them every day in the forecast and recap. And when we're looking at trading, there's this idea of technical analysis, fundamentals. How do we combine the two? And you said it pretty well. If a market's in trend, science says it's going to maintain that trend. Probability says it's going to continue in that trend. It's very easy to say, well, if it's going higher, it's going to continue to go higher, so I'll just buy it. And a lot of times we can get in at a bad spot. So when you watch those pullbacks come into the areas that we talk about all the time, those points of controls, value areas, moving averages, and they start to line up, those set us up for what you just said. Great risk to reward, great opportunity. What are the markets you're trading though?
Right now, I'm staying with the CME products, with the equities, Nasdaq and S&P. During the combine, I also traded gold sometimes, and mostly crude oil, and the Nasdaq on micros because it has a lot of movement. So with the micros,
Absolutely.
you can control better that risk.
I think so. I think micros have created some great opportunity. And I like that you're looking at NASDAQ and the S&P. When markets get crazy, you can at least jump over to the S&P when things slow down a little bit. where it's a little bit slower of a market.
Yeah.
So you've been with Topstep since April. You've had a couple pro accounts. Since April to now, through the trading combine, through Topstep, how have you developed as a trader?
Well, I think I have improved a lot in my view of the markets. Like going every day I can into the market forecast and the recap and looking at how you guys see these charts and how you look at those levels has helped me a lot to keep it simple, to focus and to create my own criteria, because before I was like letting a lot of noise, outside noise, come in. And I went a lot into these forums and some chat rooms, maybe. And if I had a view, I was kind of looking for validation of that point of view of someone saying that same idea or something like that. And I think that sometimes, that these communities can be positive, but if you know how to manage them. In my case, it wasn't helpful for me because I think it took me out of my focus. And I think with this program, with Topstep and with the things I've learned using this platform and everything, it has helped me focus more and trust more in my analysis, for bad or for good or bad.
Well, I want to highlight that what you just said is phenomenal. Talking about kind of creating your own way of looking at this, taking what others are saying, but looking at it in your own way. We all get caught wanting to get the validation. If I have an idea, I love getting some validation, but we have to remember we're looking at things completely different, right? I say it a lot. I say this is a trade I would like to look at, but we always have to remember everyone's got a little bit different appetite for risk. So what might be a great trade for me might not be a great trade for you, and vice versa. I can go long, you could go short. We both can make money if we're sticking to a plan because our appetites for risk are slightly different. And so trusting in that process that you have is such a great thing to have.
Yeah.
So I don't want to keep you too long. I got a couple more questions for you. First off, there's a lot of traders working their way through the trading combine. You've been there. What are some of the things you would have to say to them?
Well, I guess that would be two things that I didn't necessarily follow them through the combine, but surely they help. I would recommend like trying to focus on just one or two products, because one of my issues that I need to really work on is over trading and revenge trading. And with the combine, you have the whole spectrum of instruments to trade. So it's very easy if you have a plan, I don't know, for the S&P and you put on a trade and it goes wrong, then you go like, well, I'm going to go to look to gold to see what it's doing or
Way
the
too
crude
often.
oil. Yeah, and then you start just shooting out and it doesn't do good, So it's good to focus in one product or two products, I don't know, and getting to know them and everything. And the other one, I would say that it's trying to give it a look at the combine as it was the premium funded account, because it's easy for me, I can say it for my own, when you're having a bad day or when you're close to the max drawdown, like saying, okay, well, I don't know, I'm down almost $2,000. I can just pay a reset and start from scratch, But in the end, it's not going to help your mindset because when you are finally in that premium funded, you will have no reset. And if you have that $2,000 drawdown, you need to work it up again. You cannot just pay $99 for a reset and start over. And I think it's important to give it that look and to start working on that mindset, um, because that is going to help maintain the eventually the funded account, that it's what we are all here for, you know.
Absolutely. You said it very well. Once you hit that live account, there's no reset. You don't get to pay that $99 to start over. I think the reset is a great tool to use as you're learning through the trading combine, but you don't want to have to fall back on it regularly. So keeping that in mind, trading in the trading combine like it's a real live account is going to help you be successful once you get to that funded account, which you're doing great now. I'm excited to see how things are going for you. My last question for you: how's your time been with Topstep so far?
Well, it's been really great, really challenging on one side because of the all of the times that I passed the combine and then blew the pro account and went back, you know. But one thing that I appreciate a lot, in my case, it has helped me a lot, and that's why I try to be very active on the market forecast and the recap and the coach's playbook and everything, you know. It's because I think it's very valuable that we all get to see all these advices and these points of view of professionals with a lot of years. I mean, professionals like you, like John, like Mick, that have worked on the trading pitch and work. You guys have that view from an institutional side, if you might say it,
Mm-hmm.
and to see that you guys can put this so simple, like, okay, let's look at these volume profiles, let's check these levels, and no more than that. Let's look at the volume. You know, it really helps to see that it's just a matter of managing your risk, controlling your emotions yourself, and just executing. You know, no more than that. And I think that it's something that's very valuable. And I don't know. I mean, I haven't worked with any other funding company than Topstep, but I think it's difficult that any other has that kind of professionalism, you know.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you saying that, and I appreciate you joining me here today. This was spectacular. Like I said, I look forward to seeing continued success in that funded account, continued withdrawals coming your way. I'm excited about that. And I'm excited to have you sitting down with me. And I look forward to seeing you more on our YouTube page, more comments. So those of
We'll
you
do
out
that.
there that are watching, he's Felix. You see his name pop up all the time. Make sure you say hello and give him a thumbs up and a good luck in that funded account. Felix, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. Have a good day.
You too.